this news that Speaker McCarthy has formally launched an impeachment or has said he's going to...
Oh my God, really? Oh my gosh, it's devastating. Ooh, don't do it. Please, don't do it.
Hello and welcome to What the F*** Just Happened Today, your essential guide to the daily shock and awe in national politics. I'm Joe Amditis. Let's get to it. It's Tuesday, September 12th, 2023. Welcome to day 966. Kevin McCarthy directed 3 House committees to open an impeachment inquiry into Joe Biden, even as far-right Republican lawmakers threatened to remove McCarthy as Speaker. McCarthy said the impeachment inquiry would center on whether Biden benefited from Hunter Biden's business dealings in Ukraine and elsewhere, despite investigations led by Republicans on the House Judiciary and Oversight Committees having uncovered zero direct evidence that Biden personally benefited from his son's business dealings. Notably, McCarthy did not announce a full House vote to open the inquiry, and it's unclear if he has the 218 votes required to launch a formal inquiry. Several centrist Republican lawmakers oppose the effort. McCarthy is also trying to secure enough votes from far-right Republicans, who have been pushing for a Biden impeachment, to help him vote to keep the government funded beyond the September 30th deadline and avoid a shutdown. A single Republican, however, could bring a no-confidence vote to the floor to remove McCarthy as Speaker, and less than an hour after the announcement, Matt Gaetz accused McCarthy of violating the power-sharing agreement he made with the far right to be elected Speaker in the first place back in January. Gaetz threatened to bring a motion to vacate against McCarthy if he puts a short-term spending bill on the floor instead of holding votes on balancing the budget and term limits. Marjorie Taylor Greene also said she would refuse to vote to fund the government unless the House opened a formal impeachment inquiry into Biden. The White House called the impeachment inquiry extreme politics at its worst. Moving on, a group of Minnesota voters filed a lawsuit that seeks to block Trump from the 2024 presidential ballot in that state, citing the insurrection clause of the 14th Amendment. It's the second lawsuit of its kind in the past month, aiming to keep Trump off the ballot in next year's presidential race under Section 3 of the 14th Amendment. Meanwhile, Trump demanded that U.S. District Judge Tanya Chutkan recuse herself from presiding over his election subversion case. His attorneys claim that she made disqualifying statements while sentencing 2 people for their roles in the January 6th attack by saying this was nothing less than an attempt to violently overthrow the government, the legally, lawfully, peacefully elected government, by individuals who were mad that their guy lost, its blind loyalty to one person who, by the way, remains free to this day. Ultimately, the law leaves it up to Chutkan to decide whether or not her impartiality might reasonably be questioned, or if she has a personal bias or prejudice concerning a party. And finally, child poverty in the United States more than doubled last year, rising from a record low in 2021 of 5.2% to 12.4% in 2022. The overall poverty rate also went up, going from 7.8% in 2021 to 12.4% in 2022. The spikes followed 2 years of declines that coincided with record inflation and the expiration of COVID-era safety net programs, such as the expanded child tax credit, direct payments to households, enhanced unemployment and nutrition benefits, and increased rental assistance. The expanded child tax credits in particular are credited with lifting millions of children out of poverty and driving down the child poverty rate to a record low of 5.2% in 2021. That's all for now. You can find the links and sources for all of these stories on the main website. And as always, visit whatthefjusthappenedtoday.com for the latest news and headlines. Until next time, I'm Joe Amditis.
Ooh.